I am Carol's oldest son. So Ray and Carolyn were my grandparents, and I guess technically one might say step-grandparent, but I never considered it that way. She was always Grandma Carolyn, and will always remember her. One of my favorite things with her was when we would greet and to be able to give a hug. I don't know if she told this to anyone else, but she told me I gave the best hugs. I haven't seen Grandma Carolyn in person for several years. Partly because of where I live in Oregon, and partly because of her health these last several years. Oftentimes when we did come down to visit, she wasn't feeling up to having visitors. So I hadn't seen her for quite some time, but I miss her and I miss those hugs. I want Aunt Christy and she's 12 or 13 years younger than I am, but she's my aunt.
That's right. Don't forget it.
Asked me to talk a little bit here today. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, I'm sure that there are different beliefs held among everyone who's here. Personally, in my belief system, she's not gone. She's just in a better place. And she's especially in a better place because she's not in pain anymore. My wife sent this little, you won't be able to see it very well, but I'll try and describe it. Some of you may have seen the sculpture that it's based on, or the picture. This is a picture entitled, "Come Unto Me," and it depicts an older woman with a cane, frail, whatnot, crossing through an archway which represents death. And coming through the other side, she's a younger, healthier person coming to meet Jesus Christ. And that's what I've been taught. That's for you. That's what I've been taught my entire life, is that she's still there. She's still with us. I believe in angels. I believe that there are angels who are given special assignments at special times to do certain things. Some of them we've heard of. They're written about in the Bible. I believe there are other angels who quietly come to us when we need them. My dad passed away in the year 2000. And my grandfathers have passed on. And now all of my grandmothers But there are times when I'm facing certain things that I'm able to think back on my dad, my grandfathers, others, and be able to know what they would tell me, because it's what they told me throughout my life. I can hear at times my dad's voice and know what he'd tell me to do in a certain situation. And I believe that that is what Grandma Carolyn will be for each of us. An angel. She was an angel in life, in mortality, and she'll continue to be an angel, and she will be there for us. I firmly believe that. I don't know how it's all organized on the other side. Haven't been there yet, thankfully. I don't know how it's organized. I don't know how assignments are given for who, what angel helps who when. But I firmly believe that our families and those who are closest to us here are often those who are sent to help us once they're gone. Christy mentioned a quote when she texted me and asked me to speak, and it's from Jeffrey R. Holland, who is a modern day apostle of Jesus Christ. And now if I can find where it was. He said, "In the gospel of Jesus Christ, you have help from both sides of the veil, and you must never forget that. When disappointment and discouragement strike, and they will, you must remember and never forget that if our eyes could be opened, we would see horses and chariots of fire as far as the eye can see, riding at reckless speed to come to our protection. They will always be there." Grandma Carolyn will be in one of those chariots. Papa will be in one of those chariots. They love us, and we love them. And as long as we carry them in our hearts, they'll always be with us. And they'll always help us. Christy has some pins that she wanted. I'm going to read what it says. It says guardian angel. It's a little angel pin. It says, "You have a guardian angel who watches over you everywhere you go and everything you do. This gentle, silent helper is there to be your guide, to shelter and protect you, and for you to walk beside. Your angel will always help you whenever things go wrong. They'll be the wings beneath your feet as life's path you walk along." Grandma Carolyn will be one of those angels for us. And when you need a reminder, you can put the pin on. And you'll know that she's right there. And if you'll help these go to...
Have the kids have them first. Just come see me after.
Yeah.
So I just want to conclude with the thought that today is her birthday. And today we celebrate her in every way possible. Remember her fondly, love her with all your hearts, and know that she loves you. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Okay. Jimmy, let's go for it.
A 1, a 2, and a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom. Happy birthday to you. Okay, we're going to start by actually just saying a little bit about my mom before I start this. Incredible woman. She raised 3 boys. My dad got hurt in a car accident, paralyzed from the waist down. Well, we left Minnesota. I had asthma real bad. I remember going to the playground and running around in the wintertime, and I couldn't breathe. I ran out of air. She took me to the doctor, and they couldn't do nothing for me. So she decided to pack us all up in a little 1960 Comet station wagon, and off we go down the road to Carson City, Nevada. And it's been an adventure ever since. She was like a big sister to me. I mean, we had fun. You know, I mean, even with all the things she had to deal with, we still managed to, get really close. And so grateful for her. Anyway, Carolyn L. Padratzik passed away on September 23rd, 2022 at the age of 91. Carolyn was greeted by her loving parents, husband Raymond Pat, grandson Cody Bruno, her siblings, many loved ones, and dear friends. What a joyous reunion. Carolyn was born on September 27, 1930 in Cloquet, Minnesota, to Louis and Viola Hansen. She was the second oldest of 4 children, Hilding, Dave, and Joanne. Carolyn had many fond memories of growing up in Cloquet and spending time in her childhood home and neighborhood of Skunk Hollow. Don't worry about that. Let me knock over something. Yeah, it was, she had parents that were born in the Depression, and it was a neighborhood where people shared. You know, I know they had pigs and such, and the person up the road had chickens, and when things got tough, they took care of each other. It was quite the community, you know, and they didn't have much, but they had plenty of love and togetherness still, you know. Okay, I'm gonna keep rocking here. Carolyn married Robert. He had a nickname, Punky Bruno, and they had 3 sons, Bob, Steve, and Richard. Robert, Carolyn, and the boys relocated to Carson City, Nevada in the early 1960s. Robert passed away due to the effects of a car accident, leaving Carol to raise 3 boys on her own. But she struggled, but was always determined to give her boys the best life. There were happy times and good memories spent in Carson City. You guys can attest to that, can't you?
Absolutely.
The boys often rode their bikes to Virginia City and explored old abandoned mines and spent a lot of time outside exploring.
Did that.
down by the river.
We'll just leave it at that.
I don't. Man, who were the guys that had dynamite that one time? Mom don't know nothing.
There's a lot of
about
stories.
that.
There are a lot of stories there.
That's okay. We're not gonna. Okay.
Don't go there.
Yeah, my brother. He
Don't go
says-
there.
He got me going. Kiss.
Don't go there.
He tells me kiss and pause.
Pause, kiss.
Yeah, very good. Carolyn and the boys moved to Las Vegas after the passing of Robert to be close to family. She worked at the Desert Inn Country Club pro shop with her mom, Vi. Vi is the very reason why she met the love of her life, Raymond Pat, Dad. And he was special. I'm so fortunate to have had him in our lives. I can't cry for Mom at this point. I'm just so happy that she's not in pain and doing really well where she's at. It may come later, but right now I'm just so happy that she doesn't have to deal with that. Pat would say he fell in love with Vi before he fell in love with Carolyn. Vi was an exceptional cook and baker. She would bake pies and bring them to the Desert Inn Country Club for Pat where he golfed. Well, his stomach eventually led the way to Carolyn's heart. In 1969, Carolyn and Pat were married and she was blessed with 2 bonus children, Carol and Thomas. Pat and Carolyn later welcomed y'all know her, Christina Rachel to the world. Christy kept them both very active and was the light of their life. Pat and Carolyn were blessed with 11 grandchildren, 18 great-grandchildren, and 6 great-great-grandchildren.
You're real good. Now let's do I can get through this. Okay. Pat and Carolyn and Christy moved to St. George, Utah in 1974. They built one of the first homes in South Bloomington Hills. But they came with some interesting territory. Bundy's cows. They would graze in the front yard, and when my dad went running, he met a few bulls, and so that became running with the bulls. So it didn't only just happen in Spain, it happened in St. George, Utah, too. We didn't have a phone for like 3 months out there, and our neighbors weren't too happy with us, which were the snakes, scorpions, coyotes. Let's see, sorry. If you knew Carolyn, you would know she made the best chicken noodle soup. They say chicken noodle soup feeds the soul, and she definitely has fed many souls through her love, service to others, commitment to family, and being a mom to many, as many of my friends can contest that are here. She has always been there through the joys, disappointments, pain, and triumphs. But soup wasn't the only thing Mom was good at. She could have had her own Pinterest page, let's just say that. I was reminded by a friend, Lori, over here, that when we went on a trip to San Francisco, Allie can attest to this too, that my mom lined her suitcase with tissue paper so her clothes would not get wrinkled. And Lori says she still does that today. She would keep extra toilet seat covers in her purse, just in case. But if you didn't have one, she seriously taught me how to line the toilet seat perfectly with toilet paper. There was not an inch showing, for sure. After you wash your sheets, you have to put them on wet on your bed. And not only did they would dry, but they would smell so good. So you would crawl in and they smelled so good. And they wouldn't wrinkle. She made Anyway, Tanya loved her peanut butter and honey sandwiches. Right, Tanya? And sometimes bananas too. I hope there is peanut butter in heaven because my mom loved peanut butter. She always gave the most meaningful gifts. She always could spot a good bargain. And she always had the best garage sales. And she and Shirley Anderson, who was our next door neighbor, who lives right here in Art, would always make their routes on Thursday night or Friday and determine where the best yard sales were, and they would go. And that was way before Google Maps. Anyway, they were a cute pair and had a lot of adventures together. She could turn anything into something beautiful. This is one of her pieces of furniture that she made, and she made so many of them. I finished them, and they're beautiful. But not just for furniture. Look at my brothers. She did pretty good with them too. My mom was also a little bit of a movie star and enjoyed being an extra in a few movies here in St. George. One called Harry's War and Ghost Dancing. It was a lot of fun for her to do those. My mom found great interest in genealogy. She was proud of her heritage. Both of her parents originated from Sweden. Carolyn was influential in assuring that her family in America remained close to her family in Sweden, and we're close to them today. Those relationships will continue because of her influence. Her dedication has helped family members step on the very ground of their ancestors. She was able to go to Sweden with her sister Joanne, and I also had the great blessing of going with her as well. And it's something that I will always treasure. Step on the very ground and to have her there with me. Something that I will always, always treasure. One of her wishes is for our family to go, so we got to get our frequent flyer miles and get over there pretty quick.
We're going.
We're going, for sure. But my mom's greatest treasure was her family. She is survived by her children, Robert, Bob, Bruno of Santa Clara, Steve, Davine, Bruno of Montrose, Colorado, Richard, Bruno of Reno, Nevada, myself, Christy, and Robert, last name of St. George, Utah, and Carol, Wendell of Las Vegas, Nevada. 9 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, and 6 great-great-grandchildren, and a sister-in-law, Marge Malco, who lives in Arizona, and many nephews and nieces and cousins. But most of all, she was the greatest grandma. She loved them with all her heart. When McKenna was little, my mom would pick her up from preschool for lunch dates. It would often involve frequent trips to Pizza Factory. So many that McKenna's worked there now for about 7 years. Has it been about 7 years? 6 years. And also to go get rocks. McKenna had a little obsession with rocks back then. So it was frequent trips to Zion's and Divergent. And how she loved Macy. Oh, okay, thanks. He hasn't used it yet. He said. Okay, thanks. I'll let you have a chat later. But how she loved Macy. She loved when Macy would come over and sleep over. And Macy would love having my mom tickle her legs, back, and arms non-stop, where my mom would get so tired, huh, Mace? Her arm would probably go numb. She was so excited when Macy came to our family and looked after her often. I am so grateful that they both got to know my mom so well. She was always so proud of them. She loved all her grandkids. She was my dad's rock. She was often nursing him back to health after several surgeries, was his support through many roles in the community like hospital board of directors, chamber of commerce, sunshiners. But I don't think she complained. too much when she and Shirley had Robert Redford sit between them at the chamber dinner when he was here for the Electric Horseman. My mom worked so hard on causes that were close to her heart. She worked at the hospital thrift store for years. But what touched her heart the most and created long-lasting friendships was helping her friend Min Ellis's family escape from Vietnam. It took help from Tim Anderson. There he is. And the family was able to come to America and enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy. I'd like to tell my mom how proud I am of her. I don't think leaving this earth was easy for her. She loved her family so much. As a family, we were glad that she is free from a body that has caused her so much pain over many years. We will miss her, but we were grateful that she's with family, and especially her grandson, Cody. She would make countless trips to see Cody while he was battling cancer and other health problems. And along the way, she would listen to Willie Nelson. That was her signature, especially the song On the Road Again, on her way to Reno. As she was passing, we had the Willie Nelson album going for her. And we had just heard it, like 2 songs back. Yeah. And then as she took her last breath, ironically, Willie Nelson On the Road Again came on, just as she did her last breath. And I think that was meant for her to say, hey, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to see Cody. And friends and family there. Okay, you just get one last part in your phone, right?
Yeah. Don't remember me with sadness. Don't remember me with tears. Remember all the laughter we've shared throughout the years. Now I am contented that my life was worthwhile, knowing that I passed along the way and made somebody smile. When you were walking down the street and you've got me on your mind, I'm walking in your footsteps, only half a step behind. So please don't be unhappy just because I'm out of sight. Remember that I'm with you each morning, noon, and night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for all of those that cared for Mom during her last days. IHC Hospice, I know they're back there. And Lydia Marie, too. We want to thank
Raise
her
your
for
hand,
being
Lydia.
there. Yeah. We want to thank them so much for their kindness. She had a good life, and we're indeed grateful for everyone's support. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
You ready?
I'll lead you kind of.
Okay.
And we'll sing verses 1, 2, and 4. Ready, go. Oh, my Father, thou that dwellest in the high and glorious place, we shall strive with thy presence.
Most of you know that I am one of Carolyn's granddaughters. I'm just going to start off by saying I'm keeping this very short so I can get through this. I have way more to say about her, but this is what I can get through today. I feel extremely blessed to be here today and to speak at her funeral. But to be honest, there are no words that can describe what an amazing grandma she has been to all of her grandchildren. I truly believe that being a grandma was her calling. She made each and every one of us feel special. I mean, how many grandkids can say that they walked the Vegas Strip with grandma, or cruised the Mexican Riviera, or put their toes in the sands of Hawaii? Now this is just a small glimpse of the fun adventures, but the little moments meant just as much. The summers in St. George, Pizza Factory, shopping, the movies, and swimming. Not many people can say they had that much fun with their grandma, and I think all the grandkids could agree it was special and unforgettable. Now I've been talking about my grandmother's caring personality and love for her family, but can we all just agree what a beauty she was? I mean, just look at her and look at some of these pictures that we've been posting on Facebook, and she was a true beauty. And each year she would get more beautiful. I can't help but think of her response about death and how she talks about the transformation of the caterpillar and the different stages that you go through in life to reach the ultimate, a beautiful butterfly. That is how I will remember my grandma. The butterfly is a great symbol of Christ. It begins its life walking the ground amongst us. It then dies and it's wrapped in a shroud until it rises again, glorified. Because of this, the butterfly is also used to remind us of those that have left this world. We know that they will be made whole and become free of the worries of this world. Fly high, Grandma, until we meet again.
For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes on not what is seen, but what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal.
I don't know if some of us, do you want to pass some of the butterflies out? We actually have some butterflies to release today, and we just want to carefully open the envelopes, and Eli will pass them out. And if you want to step out of the tent for a second, so good idea.
come true.